The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
Treasure Coast Connector, connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Well, welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show and online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and resources, then connect them to you, the consumers in the community. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do, and when we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens our local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, check out www.tcconnector.com. When we finally decide to retire, it is an exciting time, and we're thinking about how we're going to spend all of that free time, but there are important decisions to be made. Like, for example, do you stay in your current home? Do you downsize to an apartment or a condo? Or what about moving into an independent living community? And then, of course, you have to think about all of the things that you have collected over the years in your home and what to do with it all. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Don't worry about it. You don't have to be feeling like that, because when you have Libby Wiseman on your side, she's there to make it so much easier, because she is a certified senior transition navigator. And if you do not know what that is, stick around. You are about to find out. Welcome to the show again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have you here today.
I appreciate that. And you want to know how long I've been in real estate?
Oh, just a few years. All right. Yes. I want everyone to know a little bit about your background before we talk about what it is that you do as a senior transition navigator.
I've been in real estate over 40 years. I've seen the ups and the downs and the sideways even. I've helped clients not only buy and sell homes, but also trade. Not 1031 tax deferred exchange, but regular old trading, one house for another.
Interesting.
And this is what we did during 2008 and all, when the times were so bad.
Yeah.
And so that was a fascinating thing. So I'm always looking for new ways to help my clients through the real estate and what they can accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you are a realtor, you own your own real estate agency.
Correct.
You are a certified probate specialist and now a senior transition navigator. Okay, so now the golden years, okay? Everybody's so excited. They want to retire. Maybe they might work part-time or do volunteer work or whatever. But then there's a lot of decisions to be made. So what exactly is a senior transition navigator? What do you do?
What I do is I sit down with the senior themselves and sometimes their families and help them plan what they're going to do in the future, whether they're going to continue to work or if they really want to downsize into something smaller so that they don't have to worry about the lawn or these type of things, painting the house, new roof, everything. And so a lot of times in this decision making, the family likes to be included.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
And especially if you're older, sometimes you don't trust your own judgment. So
sure. And you want the advice of others on the outside.
Exactly.
But family members that know and love you and
Right. That you're making the right decision. And what I do is I sit down with everyone that's included and see if we can come up with a solution that is best for the senior themselves. And a lot of times what has happened is the spouse is no longer with them. And so the decisions that they make are really, in the long run, their own decision.
Sure.
And what I like to say is they're the captain and I'm just the navigator to help them guide them.
I like that a lot. Yeah. So it's about housing choices and then, how to go about downsizing. And we're going to get into all of those details. But actually, what I'd like to start off with is, like, for example, and we talked about this before we even started the show, somebody might go to a realtor and say, hey, I've been in my home for like 30 years and I want to buy a condo. So help me buy a condo. And the realtor goes, sure, absolutely. And they're doing what they're asked to do. But when it's a senior, you like to dig a little deeper. So if you could give some advice on how to help them make a decision on what type of housing option or options and how to figure all of that out.
Yes, I do that by asking a lot of questions. Do they like to play golf? Are they into volunteering? What are they like to do? Mm-hmm. So that it makes a difference as to where they live, mm-hmm. whether they live in a small single-family home, whether they move into a condo. So many things hinge on what their desires are. And even though a lot of us are maybe older and have different ideas mm-hmm. and different things that we like to do, and what you need to do is to stay active. And that's what I try to convince the people is, especially if they're recluse, and a lot of them are, mm-hmm. and they have all this stuff. And the family doesn't want it. Mm-hmm. And so where do they go from there? And so I just kind of like to dig deeper mm-hmm. than just, oh, you want to buy a condo? Sure, let's find one today. Exactly. It makes a big difference.
No, that's true. And then there are some communities where it's like mixed use. There might be single family homes and villas and condos, even apartments like rentals. But then it's within a 55 and older community where there's a clubhouse and there are things to do, whereas another condo might not have all of those options. So yeah, having you to talk to and kind of really think about, what do I want my life to look like and be like?
And it's amazing. I have been shocked at some of the communities that you might think are 55 plus. Mm-hmm. That are really not, but because the demographics have been such that people love it that live there, they tell their friends, and they all come there because of the activities and the enjoying each other mm-hmm. and what they do. The book clubs, all the different activities mm-hmm. that happen in communities.
And the other thing, too, is sometimes people think, well, I don't want to go into an assisted living facility. They automatically think nursing home. And it's like, well, that's really not what it is. So, again, that's another thing for you to ask questions. And what are they thinking and feeling? Perhaps there's misconceptions, right, that they've had about housing options.
Definitely. Yeah. That is one of the biggest. Most everyone thinks of a senior living community as a nursing home, mm-hmm. and it is really not. Yeah. The only time that you really end up in a nursing home is if you have truly health problems and need nursing around the clock. Mm-hmm. Whereas an assisted living community, there's a lot of activities going on, a lot mm-hmm. of things happening day in, day out, and you're never alone, which makes it good. Now, if you want to be alone, you can go hibernate in that room.
Yeah. I'm done peopling for a little while. And then when you're ready to people, you come out and all of that. Okay, so that's a good thing. But now somebody is in their home mm-hmm. for 30 years. And mom and dad, like mom is thinking, oh, my daughter wants my china set. No, chances are, right, Cindy? I did not want my mother's china set. Thankfully, my stepsister did, right? So, and then they think, wow, every closet, every nook and cranny is filled with stuff. So they don't even have to worry about that because this is another part of the service that you provide. So
exactly.
If you could talk about that, please.
Okay. We will help you do your packing and help you go through. A lot of times, some things that you think are very valuable, mm-hmm. as time has gone by, let's say, take, for instance, Humbles. You really expect them. They used to be very expensive. and sold for a lot, guess what? There's so many people that are selling them now that the price has gone down.
The Hummel market is flooded, Cindy. Flooded, the Hummels. And I know that things are cyclical, so you never know. 20 years from now, then everybody, I want the Hummels. But for right now, like, you know what's happening and what the trends are. So I really appreciate having someone like you on the outside saying, before you even pack, let's talk about what you have and what you want to keep, right?
Exactly.
And
the first thing is, what do they want to keep for themselves, where they're going to use it, or maybe give it to some of the children or grandchildren or a friend, whatever they want to dispose of first, and then go through the other things. A lot of times what I will do is get an appraiser that appraises the items and have them come in and take a look and see what, if they want to sell, what they can sell them for. We can have an estate sale. I have some ladies that are extremely good with the estate sales, and we'll help them pack. And we even have senior moving companies that will move for the people.
Oh, yeah.
And so that makes a big, big difference. It's not all, you don't feel like you have to pack.
Yeah. Look at what Cindy's getting. You know, she just told me to take a break. Well, you know what? Just give me 30 seconds, or give Libby 30 seconds to say in the first half what your website is, your phone number, so that people can get in touch with you.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do that now?
Let's do it now.
Oh,
we'll do it again in the second half, too.
Okay. SeniorTransitionNavigator.com. And you can reach me here in Vero at 772-783-2800. And available most of the time. I'm not one that works 9 to 5.
Oh, that's good. Typical real estate. You're in the evenings and weekends too, which is nice. Some not at 9 o'clock at night. We're going to give you a little bit of a break.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Give you the rest of that evening off. And stay tuned, because Libby and I have a lot more to discuss about Senior Transition Navigator. We'll be right back.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Blue Dolphin Pools strives to provide quality service with a well-trained staff in the field and in the office. They want you to know that your pool or spa investment means much more to them than just another account. They believe you have entrusted them with your investment, and they'll do their best to see that it stays in top condition. Blue Dolphin Pool has been in business over 35 years, setting them apart from the competition. Residential or commercial, Blue Dolphin will keep you in the swim. 567-5853.
Get ready to experience the rhythm of a lifetime with On Your Feet, the electrifying Broadway musical celebrating the extraordinary journey of Emilio and Gloria Estefan. From humble beginnings in Cuba to global superstardom, their music transcended borders and inspired millions. Don't miss your chance to dance, laugh, and sing along with the music that defined a generation.
Get on your feet.
On Your Feet, now playing at Vero's beautiful Riverside Theater. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I've been chatting with Libby Wiseman. Libby Wiseman is not just the senior transition navigator. You're also a realtor with your own brokerage, as well as a probate specialist. So it's really wonderful how you'll work with everyone that needs to buy and sell a home, but you also have that heart for working with seniors, and especially because a lot of them have family elsewhere. And it's like, what do I do? It can be a little arduous, a little overwhelming, but
For
not
sure.
for you.
Well,
And not for the people that work with you.
exactly.
Yeah. So if you're overwhelmed and you're not working with Libby, it's your own fault. How do you like that?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. Everybody knows how bossy I am on this show. I look and I point at the camera and everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we did touch on like having you help people with what do I keep, what do I donate, give away to family, friends, sell, all of that. Now they're in a home that, they're moving out of. So you have services that if they don't want to pack their own stuff, they don't have to.
No, they don't have to at all.
Okay.
They can say, I know what I want to take with me. Everything in this room stays. Everything in the rest of the house goes.
Yes.
And whether they have an estate sale, if they put up for auction, whatever they do, we can see what's the best fit. It's not always the same for each individual.
Yeah.
Every situation is different. Sometimes it's best if they just have someone come in and buy everything that they don't want or that someone else doesn't want.
Yeah.
And I had to laugh when you were talking about the china, because that is one of the biggest things that us as collectors have. And the children, no, Mom, it doesn't go.
A lot of them don't want it.
Don't want it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times things we think are valuable are not. And
that's true. I know.
they're valuable to us, but not to other people.
Yeah, you got to break it to them gently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. So now a lot of people that are listening and watching are thinking, uh-oh, this is going to be very expensive. So walk us through the process of what it's like to work with you.
Okay, what I normally do is make an appointment with the people, and we sit down and just discuss what their needs are and their wants, because you can't always judge by the needs.
Sure.
Because the wants are very, very important. And so I talk with them, and if they want to bring family in, we can do that too. And keep the communication open. That's the big thing. And I do not charge for that service. That is strictly...
That's nice. There's no consultation fee.
None at all.
Okay.
And even if it takes, no matter how many visits it takes, we can work it out to where, they are happy. That's the main thing, is keeping them happy and making a decision that is correct for them.
Right.
And as I've said previously, the moving, the packing, the donating, whatever, that is all done by other people.
Right. So at that point, when they say, yeah, I don't want to pack, and then you say, well, these are your options for moving companies, and and then they would pay that moving company that they've selected the fee to move them.
Right.
And then when it comes to if they own a home or a condo or whatever, and they need to sell it, and they need help with purchasing something, if they're not going to go into an assisted living community,
right,
then you as the realtor, that's when you are actually getting the fee, to help them with their real estate.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Of course. 'Cause that's a lot of work in and of itself, that piece of it too.
Yes,
So,
it is. But the thing about it is that there is such a need, especially here in this area where we have so many seniors, that I saw that as a situation that needed to be looked into. And as realtors, a lot of times they'll say, oh, yes, I'm happy to list your house. but now you've got to do this, this, and this. Whereas I don't tell them what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down with them and talk and see if we can come up with a plan that is successful for them in every way.
So you're walking them through the process. So you're taking care of their real estate needs, but you're because you had to go through training to become a senior transition navigator. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And there's very few. The senior real estate specialist is the certification for the National Association of Realtors.
Okay.
And when I decided to do this, I looked, and there were very few here in Florida at all, most in the Orlando area. In this area, there were very few.
Okay.
And so I said, yes, I'm older. I understand the situation. I've been through a lot of the situations, so I can put myself in there and understand.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not just what I've read or something like that. This is actually things I have done.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. And you know what I want to do is make sure that even though we are taping this on April 15th, and so when this airs on iHeart, your event is already going to have taken place. But for those that are listening and watching now, on the podcast and live stream, April 25th, you and Michelle Butler are going to be doing an event together, Coffee, Chat, and Change, Navigating Grief and Senior Transitions. And this is going to be Thursday, April 25th at Discovery Village, Vero Beach, from 10 in the morning until noon. There's going to be coffee and tea and pastries that Discovery Village is going to serve. And Michelle will talk about what it's like to cope with grief because of her situation. Right. And then you are also going to talk to everyone and answer questions about maybe their specific situations. So that's a really good thing. And is this going to be a one and done? No. That's why I'm mentioning it, because you know what's going to happen? See, Cindy? See, even Cindy's happy. You should go to that, Cindy. But she's only like 26, so you got some time, Cindy. But all kidding aside, I know that this is definitely not one and done. So for people that are going to listen to this, on the radio, don't worry about it, because you're going to do this multiple times, maybe again at Discovery Village and some of the other assisted living facility, like, Rhonda Hamilton, she loves you over at the Promenade. So, yeah.
Yeah. They need this.
Yes.
And it's not, when you said change, I have to laugh, because change is one and done, whereas transition, it takes a while. It's not just done.
Yeah.
You have to go step by step.
Yeah, it is a process, but I figured we called it Coffee, Chat, and Change because I like alliteration. I also love puns. I wasn't able to think of one. Gosh darn it. But you know what? Actually, we're talking about retirement, and we're going to have to retire this show in like less than a minute. Get it? I got a pun. I did it, Libby. Did you like that?
Oh, yes. I like that very much.
Thank you. So what is your URL before Cindy shuts this show down for the afternoon? What is your web address, your phone number, all of that?
My web address is Senior Navigator.
Senior Transition Navigator.com.
Don't forget the .com.
Yeah.
And the phone number is 772-410-7761.
And then, but there's the other number, 783-2800. Yeah, 770. You have more than one number. So
yes.
772-783-2800.
That's the number to get me direct.
Yes, very good. So thank you so very much for being on the show again. This was the perfect time because people like to start making changes of what they're going to do so that they can move over the summer, especially so that they can get themselves ready before season starts again. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So you're going to come on again. So I just want to say thank you again. And for those watching and listening, my name is Ellen Contreras, host of Treasure Coast Connector. Have a wonderful, safe, productive week. And until next week, I miss you already.